I watched 10 different creators talk about how to start a YouTube channel, all from different backgrounds at different times and using different styles. So if you're just starting out or struggling like me, you may feel so overwhelmed by the advice out there. Every creator has a different take and it's difficult to figure out who to follow. So in this video, I'll be sharing what I learned, the similarities, and each creator's unique perspective. So I've been circling around YouTube for a while now, watching videos about YouTube, reading about it and thinking about it. And at some point, I realized I have watched so many of those how to start YouTube videos that I've basically heard every possible version of the advice. So I started wondering, is there anything in common? So before I jump right into it, here are the people I've watched. Ali Abdal, who is a doctor turned full-time creator, one of the biggest productivity channels on the platform. Ruvio, who went from 0 to 100,000 subscribers in 3 months. After several years of progress, Colleen and Summer, they've been on the platform for 13 years. Two guys who built businesses, lost audiences, pivoted and rebuilt. Jason Lee, who is like a lo-fi building public energy. PewDiePie, the original, 100 million subscribers built entirely on personality. Dr. Easy, who went from 0 to 200k subscribers, was a very grounded and very practical video. Annie Deng, where her guidance was more mindset focused, a counterpoint to a lot of strategy heavy advice. And then finally Paddy Galloway, who through an interview with J. Claw explained his strategy for YouTube. And so let's jump right into the notes. The first thing that I noticed when I laid out all the notes is that the advice tend to fall into one of two camps. On one hand, it's about putting market first. And this is the camp that says before you film anything, before you even think about what your first video is, you need to understand the market you're entering. Treat YouTube like a business. Do the research. Colleen and Summer put it like this: study the creators in your space, understand your audience, figure out what they are already watching and then find the gap. What's missing? What's the visual language? What's the tone? And then position yourself in relation to that. Ali Abdal takes a similar line. He talks about market research, differentiation, and knowing your unfair advantage. And then there's Paddy Galloway, who takes this the furthest and makes the point that most channels only make content for their core audience. And he created a framework where you can actually expand your audience just by structuring your content slightly differently. In short, he mentions that you can engineer your content to reach 3 types of people: your core viewers, casual viewers, and completely new viewers. He uses this example. Say you run a channel about a specific type of fish. A video that goes deep into the science of that fish, that will be for your core audience, the people who already love fish. A video comparing the nutritional benefits of different fish, that also reaches casual viewers because those are people who don't care about fish specifically but care about health. And finally, a video about fish fighting each other, that basically reaches anyone who clicks on something interesting. And now let's move on to the other camp, which is about putting your passion first. See, put it plain, finding your niche before you start is a myth. Simply do what interests you and your niche will find you. Some of the creators didn't have a goal when they first started. They just had a story they wanted to tell and then they started filming. And he then asked a question that could really understand how you feel about YouTube, which is, what would you create if nobody was watching? Because if you only create the content that gets views, you will eventually run out of fuel. When the algorithm changes, the numbers dip, you feel like there's nothing left to keep you going. So this can basically say, start from what genuinely interests you. The niche, the strategy, the positioning, those stuff will come later on and will be clarified as you go. Both camps have produced creators who genuinely made it, and that tells you something important, that neither approach is wrong. The question is which one fits your situation. Moving along to the next part. This is what all creators said. The first thing, start before you're ready. Every single creator highlights that you're going to be bad at the start, and that's not really a problem. That's the point. The point is to just keep making videos and you get better. Colin and Summer frame as the Super Mario effect. Where in Super Mario, when you lose a life, you don't close the game. You try again. You've already learned something, where the enemy is, where the pit is. The failure is the information. You might be thinking, but what if I don't want to put out bad content? I only want to create content when I'm ready. And sure, you can hone your skill in video creation first, but a lot of what makes YouTube difficult is the uncertainty about whether people will watch what you want to say. And if you don't create videos and put it out there, you won't get that feedback. Non-negotiable number 2, packaging is the whole. Every single creator mentioned this. that the thumbnail and the title are not the thing you do after you make the video. They are the video. They are what decides whether anyone watches it at all. There is some variation across creators about how many seconds into the video that people need to know what the video is about, or how long you need to hook them at the start. But the idea is the same. First, you want to create a promise and expectation of what they are going to watch, and you want to start fulfilling on it at the start of the video. And so how do you identify this? Colin mentioned that the CTR benchmark to aim for is about 10%. This is the click-through rate. Check it at 7 days and again at 30 days. The natural decay should look something like 10%, 7%, and then 4 to 5%. If you're consistently under 5%, it could show that the issue is a packaging problem, not a content one. The video might be great, but no one's clicking to find. Non-negotiable number 3, bits, equipment. Similarly, almost everyone has said this, that the best gear is what you already have, because the moment you add friction to the process, you slow down and get less feedback from the audience. What you want to prioritize is in the following order. Focus on getting the story right first, then start working on your audio, and then lighting, and then lastly, camera. Non-negotiable number 4, writing is the skill. The core of any good video is a good story, and good stories follow a structure. There are many variations about what people consider a good story, depending on the nature of your video, depending on the content of your video, or the goal or the purpose of it, whether it's educational or more entertainment. Either way, Colin and Samra put it this way: storytelling is about creating unanswered questions and then answering them. The viewer keeps watching because there's something they want to know. The skill is learning to open and close those loops deliberately. And non-negotiable number 5, consistency is not the strategy. Being deliberate is. There's a line that gets repeated constantly in the YouTube world, which is just post consistently for 2 years and you'll make it. But the truth is that practice doesn't really make perfect. The goal is to make the next video better than the previous video. So this way, every time you make more videos, you're getting better every single time. And over several months or years, you eventually become extremely good at what you're doing. I've seen creators posting several hundred videos but still rarely make any impact on their growth. On the other hand, I've also seen creators that made only just 10 videos, but you can see that every video gets much better than the previous one. And that's a really quick overview of what all creators have talked about when sharing how to start YouTube. And that's it. I hope this helped, and I wish you the very best on your YouTube journey.